Sad day, boys. Sad freaking day. So, about 2 months ago, I told you guys that, that I was basically trying to sell the R8 and have entertained a couple offers over the past basically a month and a half, 2 months, and finally decided to accept one. So the guy is actually on his way down right now. But one of the things I told him for kind of the conditions of the sale, he came up to my price. He came down and looked at it about a week or so ago, made me an offer on it. We were pretty close. I told him, I was like, this is my absolute bottom. He finally texted me last night and said, hey, I'll do it. I'll be there tomorrow to pick it up. So he's on his way down, and the R8 is no longer going to be mine. But one of the conditions of the sale is I told him that he has to race my CIvic after we do the transaction. So that was kind of always the plan. This is, you know, my Lambo killer CIvic, K-Series turbo all-wheel drive, and we just pulled it off of the dyno last night. So if you guys want to see that video, see how much power it actually made, be sure to go check out that video. But for now, we're basically just going to wait for him to come down here, and we're going to do the transaction, and then we're gonna go do a little. We'll go down to Mexico. Yeah, the Audi is a 2010 V10. It has a Fab-Speed exhaust, intakes, and a dyno tune made about 490 to the wheels, and 380 torque, basically on pump fuel. Still has a catalytic converter, still all that stuff is on there. And the CIvic, well, if you guys go watch the dyno video, you'll know that. But go check that out after you watch this video. But I'm curious to see actually how these things stack up against each other.
You're like not even a boost or anything. This is probably like a 30. It's like a 20-year-old.
That thing's pretty fast.
Yeah?
What is it for horsepower?
Made 710 wheel. Yeah.
Yeah. That's legit.
Yeah, it moves.
You need to build one of these next.
Right? I do.
Right?
Right on, man. Well, thanks. I appreciate it.
See ya.
Have fun.
Okay, so that is the end of my R8 ownership. Man, I mean, it was an absolute joy owning that car and driving it and just parking it in the garage, driving it to Florida. Me and Jamie drove it around, went on a couple little dates and stuff in it, and it's just such a super sick freaking car. And kind of what it taught me was basically that, you know, like I want one of those things, you know, like it's sick having, you know, obviously you've seen which one was faster, which was the CIvic, but just when you're driving that car, it's just so good. Like if any of you guys have the chance to like drive one, experience one, I would for sure recommend it. And it set freaking goals, you know, to buy one of those freaking things, because it's cool. But you know, what I was trying to say is that, you know, kind of my lifestyle right now, it just doesn't really fit into what I'm doing, and I definitely would like to say I'd like to get another one within the next 2 to 3 years. I really like that body style of R8, so I might get basically the same generation. Maybe we'll get a wrecked one. Maybe we'll get, you know, maybe we'll get another one of some sorts, no matter what, whether it's that or a Lamborghini or something. I definitely feel kind of like, I don't know, almost like I lost, you know, in a sense. You know, I feel like as a kid, you're like, you know, everybody wants a Lamborghini or whatever. They have that poster on their wall of you know, the things that they could get or they want. You know, or you watch the freaking Tron movie or whatever, and you've seen a freaking R8 in there. And so yeah, it was kind of one of those things I always wanted, and I felt like, you know, I could have probably supported it. I mean, obviously I could have kept it, and just changed a little bit of things. And then, you know, as you can see, I've been selling a lot of stuff around here. But you know, like I said, I think it's going to be for the best for right now, just to kind of give me the chance to make, you know, different moves and stuff in my life. I mean, I want the R8, but I kind of, you know, I want like a nicer garage to be able to park the R8, because when the Supra is down here, like the R8's at home, and then, you know, so like a lot of times I don't really want like the Supra sitting around or the R8 sitting around down here at the shop, you know, when we're cutting and welding and grinding and painting and doing all that type of stuff. Also, you know, me like driving home at the end of the day, like I'm all freaking dirty and stuff. Like I don't want to hop in the R8 and do that. So I definitely think it was didn't really fit my lifestyle right now. But you know, again, super sick car, so much freaking fun to have it, drive it, enjoy it, and that's one thing I could say. You know, is I put freaking almost 5,000 miles on that thing. Me and Ty drove it to Florida. You know, made a lot of good memories, did a lot of cool videos with it, and you know, kind of the plan was to, you know, twin turbo it and do some other stuff. But, you know, again, I just financially, I just didn't think that was the right move. But you know, again, definitely that's kind of the goal. So I would also like to say a huge shout out to Dallas Performance down in Dallas. Obviously, they were a huge help in helping me diagnose the engine, figure out the right direction to go with it. Also, Ty from Mullins Auto Parts, he helped me source. Basically, he had a wrecked Huracan that we sourced the engine out of. We sent it to Dallas Performance. We had to swap the heads. Dallas Performance did all that stuff in-house, and you know, killer job. Literally, we threw it in there, drove it basically, I think it was almost like 3,800 miles or 4,000 miles within 2 weeks, taking it to the track and did a bunch of stuff with it. So yeah, huge shout out to them, as well as BC Racing Coilovers for helping me out on the coilovers on that thing. As you guys seen, we freaking almost died driving it to Florida with the blown Magneride and stuff on it. So I mean, it rode amazing after that. And so like I say, if you guys have an R8 and you have freaking blown Magneride on it, BC Racing is the way to go. But yeah, I think that's about it. Ty, you got any final words?
No, it's like I said, it's gonna be the weirdest thing, because even when you're not driving it, like you get to just like look at it and you're like you said, like, dang, that thing is sick. Like, it's just such a cool car. Like, you see it drive down the road, like if you're driving it and I'm following you or something, it's just different. Like you said,
it just hits different.
Yeah,
like,
it really does. I know, and people, I guess I don't want to say you don't know until you experience it, but you kind of do, because I mean, you all have those dreams, and in some ways, like I was saying, it's not that different. It's not that crazy of a car. Like in a way, you almost overhype yourself, and then you drive it and it like humbles you in a way that you appreciate it more, if that makes sense. So it's, I don't know, it's like I said, it's bittersweet in a way. Like I know we hopefully has a lot of plans will help, you know, over time, you know, grow and bigger and better, but it's just still stings a little bit, you know.
Yeah. Oh, it's ask Ty. I mean, I've been freaking dragging all day. Like I woke up this morning because I knew I didn't want to sell it. I didn't want to. I wanted to tell him no, and I just knew that the right thing was to do it, you know, at this point. And I mean, I text Adam, I text TJ, I told them about it, and they were like, sent me some sad faces, and you know, I mean, I think that, you know, TJ was just like, man, it's freaking bittersweet, because as you guys know, he sold his Ferrari. But yeah, I mean, I think overall it's you know, it's gonna be good. Kind of take some stress off of my back, just because, you know, there's so much freaking money just literally like sitting in that thing that was kind of holding me back from doing other stuff. And so I think kind of the plan is to kind of continue along the trend of just selling a lot of the stuff that I have, you know, laying around, be a little bit better, kind of save a little bit more, give myself a little bit more of a cushion, you know, in case this COVID stuff like comes around again, or, you know, something like this happens again, to where I don't have to stress out and start selling a bunch of stuff kind of like we did. But again, you know, kind of owning the whole R8 probably wouldn't have been possible without you guys, or I should say it wouldn't have been possible in my current situation with my current lifestyle without you guys actually watching the videos, you know, buying merchandise, supporting the channel, you know, just watching the videos and all that stuff. You know, it allows me to do a bunch of really cool, crazy stuff, and I can't thank you guys enough. But hopefully you guys really enjoy the content. Let me know what you guys think I should do next. You know, if I should just throw it in the bank, or if I should start buying more project cars. See, now it's like it's burning a hole. Now, because we were just talking about like C7 Z06s and how cheap they're getting right now because the C8s. But anyhow, I do think that is about it for this video, guys. Really do appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you later.